Hi everyone, welcome to this special session on how to become a fluent English speaker. Whether you're just starting your English learning journey or have been practicing for a while, this video is packed with valuable tips, strategies, and exercises to help you reach fluency. Fluency doesn't happen overnight, but with consistent effort and the right approach, it's absolutely achievable. In these some minutes, I'll guide you step by step, breaking everything down into actionable pieces. By the end of this session, you'll have the tools and confidence to level up your English speaking skills. Let's get started. 1. Laying the foundation for fluency. To become fluent, it's essential to understand what fluency really means. Fluency isn't about speaking like a native speaker or know every word in the dictionary. It's about being able to communicate effectively and naturally without too much hesitation. It's okay to pause and think while speaking. In fact, even fluent speakers do this. The first step to fluency is changing your mindset. Many learners feel overwhelmed by the idea of fluency because they think it requires perfection. But here's the truth. Fluency is not about being perfect. It's about being clear and confident. Start by setting realistic goals. Instead of saying, "I want to speak fluent English in a month," break it down with smaller, achievable steps like, "I want to have a 2-minute conversation without hesitation," or "I want to learn 10 new phrases this week." These smaller goals will keep you motivated and show you consistent progress. Remember, fluency is a journey and every step counts. Next, we need to tackle the most common fluency barrier: fear. Many learners are afraid of making mistakes, but mistakes are your best teacher. Think of every mistake as a stepping stone to improvement. To overcome this fear, practice positive affirmations like, "It's okay to make mistakes. I'm learning and growing every day." Keep reminding yourself that fluency is a skill that develops with practice, not a talent you're born with. In the first, let's talk about the importance of listening. Listening is the foundation of fluency. Think about how children learn to speak. They listen to their surroundings for months before saying their first words. Start by listening to English every day. It could be podcasts, songs, TV shows, or YouTube videos. Pay attention to how native speakers pronounce words, form sentences, and express emotions. Don't worry if you don't understand everything at first. The goal is to get used to the rhythm and flow of the language. Part 2. Building your speaking skills. Now that you've laid the foundation, it's time to focus on speaking. One of the most effective ways to practice speaking is by thinking in English. Instead of translating sentences from your native language into English, try forming sentences directly in English. For example, if you're thinking about your grocery list, say to yourself, "I need to buy milk, bread, and eggs." This simple habit will train your brain to process English more naturally. Another great way to improve speaking is to practice shadowing. Shadowing is when you listen to a native speaker and try to repeat what they're saying as closely as possible, mimicking their tone, rhythm, and pronunciation. You can use clips from movies, interviews, or audiobooks. Choose short phrases or sentences, pause the audio, and repeat. Don't worry if it's not perfect. The goal is to train your mouth and ears to work together. If you're nervous about speaking to others, start by practicing alone. Talk to yourself out loud about your day, your plans, or even your thoughts. For example, you can say, "Today, I woke up at a.m., I had breakfast, and now I'm watching this video." Speaking out loud will help you get comfortable with the sound of your voice in English. Once you feel ready, try to find a speaking partner. This could be a friend, a family member, or someone from an online platform like HelloTalk or Tandem. If you don't have anyone to practice with, consider using apps that simulate conversations or joining language exchange groups. The more you speak, the more confident you'll become. Part 3. Expanding your vocabulary and improving pronunciation. Vocabulary is the building block of fluency. However, instead of memorizing long lists of words, focus on learning words and phrases that you'll actually use. For example, if you often talk about food, learn vocabulary related to cooking, eating, and grocery shopping. If you love sports, focus on sports-related terms. The key is to build a personalized vocabulary that fits your life. To remember new words, use them in sentences right away. For example, if you learn the word delicious, you can say, "This pizza is delicious," or "I had a delicious meal yesterday." Context helps your brain retain words better than rote memorization. Pronunciation is another crucial aspect of fluency. To improve your pronunciation, pay attention to how native speakers form sounds. Watch their mouth movements and try to imitate them. You can also use tools like Google Translate or pronunciation apps to practice individual words. A useful trick is to break down difficult words into smaller parts and say them slowly before speeding up. Tongue twisters are a fun way to improve pronunciation. Try saying, "She sells seashells by the seashore," or "Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers." These exercises will help you articulate clearly and build muscle memory for tricky sounds. Part 4. Building confidence and developing daily practice. Fluency requires consistency. To make progress, you need to build a daily English practice routine. Start small, spend 10-15 minutes each day practicing speaking, listening, or learning new phrases. Gradually increase the time as you become more comfortable. A sample routine could look like this. Spend 5 minutes listening to an English podcast, 5 minutes repeating sentences from the podcast, and 5 minutes speaking out loud about your day. Confidence is just as important as practice. To build confidence, remind yourself of your progress. Keep a journal where you write down sentences or phrases you've learned. Celebrate small wins, like successfully ordering food in English or having a short conversation with a stranger. Finally, immerse yourself in English as much as possible. Change your phone's language settings to English, watch movies with English subtitles, and try to think in English throughout the day. The more you surround yourself with the language, the faster you'll improve. As we wrap up this session, I wanted to remind you that fluency is a journey, not a destination. Everyone progresses at their own pace, so don't compare yourself to others. Focus on your goals, stay consistent, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Thank you for joining me in this session. If you found it helpful, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more content. Remember, you have what it takes to become fluent English speaker. Keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next video.